Pet sitting is one of those jobs you expect a high school or a college kid to do, or some neighbor that is willing to let your dog out when you're away for some extra cash. But it's a lot more than that. According to BusinessInsider.com, in 2018, pet care was a $225 billion industry in North America, and it's only expected to go up from there. Pet owners, they love their pets, and some of those pets are treated like children. As we know, we can't leave children at home alone, hence we have people like Ashley Goody of Sugar Baby Pet Care, a pet sitting company that she started about a year ago.
Pet sitting is basically an act of caring for someone else's pet while they're either at work or on vacation. It can span over a short time or a long time. Usually involves feeding, general companionship, exercise. There's many levels of pet care. It's more personalized and individualized per pet rather than boarding them for a kennel or a boarding area, which can be uncomfortable when they're around other dogs that they're not used to. It can be a really stressful situation. So having a pet sitter who can come into your own home where they're comfortable is much better. I have been pet sitting since I was about a teenager, and professionally pet sitting for at least 2 or 3 years. The difference between the two is when you're a teenager and you're pet sitting, you're kind of just there playing with the pets. But as you become a professional, you're able to actually handle emergency situations. You're able to handle medication, fluids, first aid care. You have all that training under your belt. It's a really big difference between the two.
So, what's your favorite part about pet sitting?
Oh, do I have to say one? No? Okay, my favorite parts about pet sitting. The pure fact that I love animals, and if I could, I would probably have a zoo in my house. So, to prevent me from doing so, I basically have many pets. Even though they are completely owned by somebody else, they are still very cherished. I get to see them, I get to build a rapport with them, I get to build a connection with them, and walking to a home and seeing their glowing faces and they're like, oh my gosh, I missed you, you were gone for a whole day, is the best, most satisfying feeling and the most loving feeling that you could possibly ever get. They are unbiased, they do not care if you've had a bad day, they do not care what you've done in your past. If you are there and you are their best friend, they love you to pieces, and that is the purest, most amazing, unconditional form of love. And no matter what goes on or what happens or who they are connected with you, and you have a connection with them. They are your best friend. And even though they are someone else's fur baby, they are there with you too. And you have such a bond with so many pets, and you get to see so many of them that you basically get your own zoo without having a zoo at home. So I would say the unconditional love, the fact that I can see so many animals, so many kinds of animals, and you get to have so many relationships, it's really a highlight of life. We are going to go see a dog that I have been seeing for the past 2 years. I see him almost every weekday, and this is a typical route for me to go see to 3 different sits that are really close in proximity. And because some are flexible and some aren't, I'm capable of actually putting their time blocks right next to each other, so the amount of driving that I have to do is really minimal. So I take time out of my day to map out a course to make sure that I'm not making a bad decision and that I'm being as resourceful as I possibly can. Hello!
Who's the best pet sitter? Who's the best pet sitter?
I'm the best pet sitter.